Welcome to the very first episode of our Jumping into Real Estate podcast. This is your host, Alta Gavilia, and we're thrilled to have Jamie as our first guest for this podcast. Jamie has been in the real estate industry for the past few months and has closed 25 million, correct? Let's start, Jamie. Why don't you tell us about how's your day been so far?
Yeah, so far today, I've been on quite a few client calls. We've got some very promising upcoming projects in areas like JVC, Dubai Hills. So just been educating some clients on that and their investment potential.
That's good. So it's a busy day, yeah?
It's been a very busy day today.
Are you excited with this podcast?
Yeah, I think this podcast is a great way to educate, new people, but also, people that already live in Dubai on the real estate market and just give them, honest sort of feedback and an overview of the market, definitely.
Yeah. Let's start with sharing a bit of backstory about how you started.
So before I moved here, I was in the home improvement industry. I've always had that experience with, property, finding out what people, want in the next property. But what inspired me to move here was I saw the potential in the market here and just the ability to be able to help people from all different backgrounds. And that really motivated me to want to come here.
That's amazing. And you joined around May, right?
I joined in April, but they're flooding. I couldn't come to the office for a few weeks, but in May I officially joined.
There was a really bit of a rough start.
I got here on Monday and I was in my apartment for the whole week.
But nevertheless, you had an impressive first month. You managed to close 7.9 as a newcomer. How did you do that?
Mainly it was, before I got here, I tried to learn everything about the Dubai real estate market, learned about the history of Dubai, the market at the moment, and, tried to learn everything I could so that when I got here, I was able to already have that expertise and be able to offer clients, true advice. And also, I was able to, I got a lot of help from the management. They gave me any questions I had about the area I specialised in. They gave me, so much knowledge about that. Plus, they also helped me to negotiate my first deal. So I was very lucky to have the management and the expertise that they had.
That's amazing. Now, you've been here in the industry for like 6 or 7 months, if I'm not mistaken, and you continuously show your commitment to the industry that you chose. How do you add value to your clients, and what sets you apart from the other brokers?
I think mainly it's generally having the care for your clients, and the way that I show the care for my clients is I'm always learning about the area, always knowing what's coming next to the area, so that when clients ask me questions, I can offer them true advice, and generally wanting the best for your clients. Also, as well, it's about building trust with your clients. I'm only going to listen to what you guys, what the client wants. And if it makes sense for them, then I'll offer them my properties. If it doesn't make sense, then I won't offer. That's how I try and build trust with my clients.
You mentioned about learning the area, specializing on the area to be able to provide honest opinions and feedbacks to your client. Can you also share an example of a time where you went extra to close the deal or to help your clients?
Yeah, so I remember it was actually my first sale. It was a villa in JVC, and the client was very focused on after the sale what he's going to do to the property.
I remember that.
Yeah, the type of upgrades before the sale was even closed, before anything was signed. I sent him the full brochure of available options he had that he could do after the available upgrades he could do to the property. How he can change, and also what the developer would allow him to change.
Yeah.
So I did all that before the sale was even done, just so he knew what his home could be.
I think he referred one client to you as well, right?
Yeah, so he referred a client which I helped to rent a property as well.
On your recent deal, you managed to help a client secure 75% return on investment. Yeah. How did you do that?
So it's a 3-bed in Ellington House 1 in Dubai Hills. Client bought it 2 years ago for 3 million. Now I've just sold it for him for 3.9. Now, the property is a 50-50 payment plan. So he paid 1.5 million up until this date. If he didn't sell it, he was going to pay 1.5 million on handover. Now, because I sold it for him for 3.9, he only actually invested 1.5 million. Now, we're going to go to the trustee office next week, and he's going to get a check for 2.5 million.
That's amazing.
So if you look at on amount invested, he's made 75% return on investment in only 2 years.
You have recently closed around 20 million in Dubai Hills alone. And they're mostly at their asking price, correct?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. How did you manage to close them at our asking price?
I think firstly, with the sellers and the property owners that I'm helping, I think it's, learning exactly what price they want and why they want that price. Now, I've worked with a lot of sellers that one of them wants to just sell because they want to make 20% return on investment, but also other people want to sell for a specific price because they want to buy another property for their family. So I think it's mainly about learning, why they want to sell at that price. And then it's about, doing your research, going away and coming back with a price that the owner's going to be happy with, but also what the market's willing to pay for it. Being able to go away, educate their seller on why this is the price that I've suggested. And then from there, it's just about marketing the property, making sure you're attracting the right buyers that want this property and learning why they want to buy it as well. But yeah.
So it's basically pricing it right in the very beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why do you think people are choosing to move in Dubai Hills?
I think mainly because it's an established community, and there's so many projects in Dubai which you're buying and you're waiting 3 years for anything to happen. Whereas Dubai Hills is an established community, you've already got everything there. You've got anything from the Dubai Hills Mall, you've got all the amenities, you've got restaurants, everything you need is in the community. Also, you've got a 45 million square foot park, which, as you know, it's rare among Dubai to have that. So I think as well for people wanting to, get away from the busyness, the excitement of Dubai and just wanting a more tranquil, area to live, I think that's a big reason why people are choosing to live there. And of course, if you like me, you like your golf, you want to live close to the golf course and get a few rounds in every so often.
So you think you're going to buy a property in Dubai Hills?
Definitely. I think within the next year, I'll buy to live there.
That's amazing. Let's talk about JVC. We know that there's so many developers up and coming in that area, and many properties are also getting handed over. What do you think about that area? Should people still keep investing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've already seen from the start of the year, there's been 15,000 units handed over in JVC, but it's still the number one for transactions. So that shows you that even though a lot of units are coming, there's still more demand is coming to the area. Now, it comes down as well to, if we look at the whole of Dubai, there's some areas which appreciate it very well. There's also other places that don't. It comes down to the basics, picking a good developer, a reputable developer, picking a home, a property that has the factors that people want, good views, good quality. And it also comes down to, having a property that, again, is in the right location and has, amenities around it. So when we're looking at JVC, it's the same thing. As long as you pick a good developer, which has those qualities that I mentioned, then yeah, you should see appreciation, definitely.
Where do you see JVC in the next 5 years?
I mean, the next 5 years, you're going to have, firstly, you have the metro coming, which is going to add a lot of demand to the area. They've recently upgraded the Hessa Road, so now coming in and out of JVC is very, very easy and simple. But I see JVC in 5 years, I see it being a community which is going to have everything you need inside it. So it's going to have, you've got anything from barbers, supermarkets, all the way to, clothing stores in the mall. So you're going to have everything within your community, within a 10-minute drive from each other. So I feel like especially for families, it's going to be a great place where you don't have to go outside the community. You have everything, inside. Plus also from an investment side of things, when everything is ready, there's no more plots that need to be built on. Then you'll be able to pick development and you'll be able to invest in developments, which, you don't have to worry about, is the view going to be blocked? So, I think 5 years' time, it should definitely appreciate much further.
And what do you think about the prices? Will it be stagnant? Will it increase?
Yeah, I mean, with the amount of things that's coming to JVC, like I mentioned about the metro, and the amount of work they're doing in JVC at the moment, they're covering up all the pavements, they're installing new ones. Now, there was an issue with, it's kind of hard for pedestrians to get around JVC, but now Nikhil are doing so much work with putting pavements in, so now it's a more accessible community also for pedestrians. With the amount of things that's coming to JVC, yeah, it definitely should keep appreciating, and it's definitely a place that you want to be in now rather than 5 years later when everything's already there. So it's definitely a good time now to invest in JVC.
That's a good advice. Moving on to another topic, let's talk about the brokers in Dubai. We know that there's so many brokers out there, and some of them, there's so much competition. What would be your advice to brokers struggling and are feeling stuck in the process?
I mean, it's like anything, you can't, you definitely can't expect to be number one straight away.
Exactly.
It's wrong it's wrong if you expect that. But I think, it's just doing the things that you need to do every day. For example, in summer, in May, I had my best month I had at that time. But in June, my next month, I had my worst month. But in June, I still did the exact same things that I did in May. And because I did the same things in July, it was my next best month. So I think it's, not losing hope, keeping the focus on where you want to be, not where you are, doing the things that you need to do every day, and just know that it will pay off eventually.
Amazing. So before we wrap up the podcast, let's have a little bit of fun. Okay. I'll ask you quick questions about real estate or Dubai, and you will share your thoughts about that.
Okay.
Okay. So top community for real estate investment.
For investment, JVC, you've got so many things coming there. Yeah, JVC.
Okay. Best community for families to live?
I think at the moment, Dubai Hills, but I think in the next 3 years when JVC is ready, fully complete, JVC.
You love JVC?
Of course.
Best community for bachelors?
For bachelors at the moment, I think Marina or JVR.
Okay. Best beach club?
O Beach, the new one.
Best hotel?
Best hotel, Burj Al Arab.
Okay. Top developer in Dubai?
Top developer. I mean, Ellington, of course, being reputable is one that always comes to mind. But I think Bengati, the amount of projects they've got and the difference, the difference in each and every one of them that make them unique. I think, Bengati.
Bengati. Describe closing a real estate deal in 3 words.
In 3 words, lots of work.
That's amazing. Describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Happy to help.
Describe Jump Properties in 1 word.
In 1 word.
Yeah.
Trustworthy.
Best agent in Jump Properties.
Myself.
So thank you so much, Jamie.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to have you here in our very first podcast. And this has been Jamie. So if you have any questions about JVC, Dubai Hills, about real estate, feel free to get in touch with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.